before I get to Cardi B, let's talk about the Super Bowl performance. There's a lot of talk about the Super Bowl performance coming up. Everybody was like, "Yo, why are they doing this?" This dude don't. His music is predominantly in Spanish. The Super Bowl is, excuse me, the American Pie event of all events for America. Why would they do this? Now, I seen a lot of footage from the crowd during the show, and it's mostly people just standing around just looking, because 85% of the people in the crowd didn't speak Spanish. They didn't know what he was saying. So if they really wasn't nodding their head to the beat, they would just stand there watching. Um, you did have a nice sprinkle amount of Latinos in there. I'm not gonna say Puerto Ricans because they could have been uh, Cubans, they could have been Ecuadorians, they could have been Mexicans, they could have been, any Panamanians, anybody that speaks Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And you might have had a few, you know, black people, a few white people that's familiar with Bad Bunny that may have been rocking to the beat. But overall, it was just like people just watching a spaceship in the sky. They just staring like what is he saying? And for me, where I was at the Super Bowl party that I went to, they didn't have the audio up where you could hear what was going on. So for me, being a producer director for 30 years, I was more looking at the visuals of it. Now, I did like the performance as a show looking at it on mute. You know what I'm saying? I like, the stage setup. I like how they did, all the grass with him walking through, like it didn't even feel like it was on the football field. Like they really put a lot into the production of the show. Um I like the way it looked. You know what I'm saying? As far as the sound and the music, I still haven't got a chance to listen to it. Not that I probably will because I'm not gonna know what the hell he's saying. And then they definitely didn't have no closed captions up to translate what he was saying in English, which I think probably would have helped a little bit because you would know the subject matter of the songs that he was doing. I didn't understand that at all because when you watching an English program, you could get subtitles in Spanish for the Latinos that don't understand English or don't speak it fluently. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand why they didn't do that for the performance and reverse, knowing that 85% of the crowd don't speak Spanish. So why not have the words go across the screen? But that may have helped a little bit, because people could have seen what he was talking about, and he probably could have some good messages in this song. I don't know, but they didn't do that, so it was just like going to another country, like going to China, and everybody's on the train or the bus, and they just talking their language, and you don't speak no Chinese, and you don't know what's being said, right? That's how I felt watching the Super Bowl. Like this dude's performing, and even though it looked great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, it looked great. Like they put a lot into it, like, and it was moving. You know what I'm saying? He walking through the grass. You know, he had the nice little bodega set up. He had the restaurant there. They had the wedding there. They had the little club thing where Cardi B and them was standing out there dancing and stuff. And he went on top or whatever. He did the fall back onto the dancers, went back down into the grass, moved around, moved through. It was cool in that aspect. Um, him being Puerto Rican and showing love to all the Latin countries with the flags and all that, you know, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are upset about it. I think more because he rapped in Spanish, right? But we still got to realize that I, I don't understand how people forget Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So to me, it's kind of funny that people are so mad that he's Puerto Rican performing when Puerto Rico is part of the United States. That's like somebody from Hawaii or having a Hawaiian artist and performing, and they treating them like they are immigrant or something. Hawaii is a part of the United States. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Like we can't be mad at that because Puerto Rico and Hawaii are they Americans. Now, are they the majority? No. You know what I'm saying? You can look at Puerto Rico like a state, so to speak, or Hawaii. You look at them as states, and it's like how many of y'all know people from Iowa or Idaho? You know what I'm saying? And people from somebody like from Iowa was performing and they was big in just Iowa. You know what I'm saying? You probably be like, I never heard of this person, this, that, and the third, unless they became pop culture, right? But you can't say, yo, why they got somebody from Iowa performing at the Super Bowl? They still American. They just because they ain't from California or New York or Georgia or you know what I'm saying, Illinois or whatever. It's still one of the part of the states, and Puerto Rico is part of America. So from that aspect of it, is really nothing wrong with it because it's not like Bad Bunny's from another country. He's from this country, so he should get the right to perform as an American, even though he's a Latino American. So that part of it is kind of goofy because Puerto Rico is a part of America. Now, if he was from Venezuela or he was from Panama or, you know, Mexico, then I can understand people being upset. And, but the people that's acting like he's a legal immigrant, he's not. He's from America. He's just from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Which is predominantly Spanish speaking people. He's not from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? So that part of it is a little anal on the ignorant people side. You know what I'm saying? Because Puerto Ricans are a part of America and they are American, right? Now, the better argument is why would you go up there and perform every goddamn thing in Spanish and the whole football stadium is looking and don't understand nothing. But like I say, it's some of us that, travel like myself a lot and go to a lot of different countries. And I might go to Mexico and go to the club and not understand the music, but still get my salsa on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of us, that listen to like Big Pun, uh, Boricua, you know what I'm saying? He might have a few lines in his music that's in Spanish, and I might not know what Big Pun is saying for a few words, but he gives us Spanglish. He mix it up or whatever. But we still might dance to it. A lot of us do like salsa. Don't front like you don't like salsa. Some of us Americans do take salsa lessons. You know what I'm saying? So when we go to these parties, we can dance with the Latino women and learn and spin them around. You get what I'm saying? So we are engulfed in the culture a little bit, but more or less, like I said, more people are upset that he performed the whole show in Spanish, and it was just like listening to Charlie Brown's teacher. Womp 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 womp. Yes, ma'am. He gave us a whole Charlie Brown teacher performance. But like I said, visually, it looked great. I like the visuals of it. And if you notice, that nigga had on a bulletproof vest the whole time. Cause that nigga looked like a box under his shirt. You could tell he had that bulletproof vest on. That nigga, I don't know, he must have got a hell of a lot of goddamn threats to be wearing a bulletproof vest on the Super Bowl performance. That nigga, he everywhere you seen him, he had that bulletproof vest on under his garments. But yeah, so there's and then Donald Trump and them, like they did the most craziest thing ever. They had their own halftime performance. They put a whole show together called the halftime show. So as soon as the NFL went into the Super Bowl halftime show, they had this whole halftime show performance going on at the same time. Now that is racist. That's racist, bro. Like, you know, when they can say, yo, we were just trying to feed the people that don't speak English, I mean don't speak Spanish, some type of entertainment. But they had like Kid Rock and some other people perform. So like some events, some Super Bowl parties where, that's strongly MAGA related, they when it came to the halftime show, they clicked over to the Donald Trump. I don't know if it was the Donald Trump, I don't know what you want to call it, but they clicked over to that show and watched Kid Rock while Bad Bunny was performing. that that's crazy. But what I'm waiting for to see is the ratings for the halftime performance, which it might be crazy because people from other countries might have tuned in just to see that. So I'm just interested in seeing what the ratings were. Um, I wonder how much heat did Jay Z catch that whole weekend? Because I know they not showing us the people that was cursing him out. Because you got to believe if these crazy ass fans could jump on the goddamn field and run across the field, there was people that was seeing Jay Z and was they. I know they had choice words for him. I guarantee you, the video is going to pop up with somebody talking crazy to Jay Z about that Bad Bunny performance. You watch and see. I'll be waiting for it. But that's that. But shout out to the Seattle Seahawks, who I felt like was going to win anyway. They was the better team. Um, the Patriots got they culo whipped. Man, they got they culo whipped. Like that, it was a boring game because it was so one-sided. Um, but yeah, shout out to Seattle. Y'all got another chip. I think this is their second Super Bowl win. It might be their second, right? Um, but